What is going on, guys? Thanks for joining my channel, Robinhood. This is Bob. Today is Sunday, November 8th. And yes, today, guys, we're going to be going over just about everything you need to know about Simon Property Group, the upcoming earnings, my predictions, and also my long-term goals on Simon Property Group. So let's get started. As you guys can see, I have been on a buying spree with Simon Property Group. As you can see, on October 23rd, I did purchase about 103 shares at $66.72. I also bought some more on the 23rd as well. I did get paid out my dividend of $520, and my next biggest purchase here was on the 4th. I bought 50 shares at $64.35. I did do a couple of contracts as well. I bought 20 more shares at $63.78, and then here I did use some of my margin calls to purchase 240 shares at $62.43. So this, guys, gives me a grand total of 900 shares of SPG. About 550 shares of it, maybe 600 shares of it is from my money. The 350 shares is from my margins. So as you can see, my market value right now is 56,000. The cost is at 58,000 right now. My average cost is at 64.50. So let's check out how the week went. So on Friday, I did have a red day sitting at negative 2.54%. It did go up a little bit, 0.71%. For the week, we are down 1.19%. For the month, we are down 12.75%. 3-month, we're actually pretty flat. We're up 1.57%. And if you look at last year's earnings, it did have a significant bump. Last time it did put out its numbers, it was at about 62, and that day it put out the numbers, it went all the way up to about 68, and then started leveling back off as soon as the jump happened. But I'm hoping this earning call, it will do the exact same thing. So if you look at the year, we are down still almost 60%. So there is a whole bunch of room to grow, and the 5 years down 69%. So let's check out what happened last earnings. The expected earning was 0.98. They ended up doing 0.83. So it did have an 18.07% decrease on the actual earnings. But on the revenue side, even though it did not hit what it was supposed to, it was only down about 6.6%. So expected was 1.13 billion. It did 1.06 billion. So if you look here, the profit per share loss was 48%. On the percent of rent collected in April and May was 51%. June was 69%. So the average of these 3 months for the second quarter was 57%. So the good news is July was at 73%, 16% difference from the average. August and September, I'm assuming it's going to be 73% or more. And they also have back pay as well that they should be receiving. They have had a lawsuits as well from other companies like Gap. So last time on the conference call, their main goals were acquiring inventory at low costs, which they have been doing. They did salvage many distressed realtors, such as Lucky, Brooks Brothers, and recently JCPenney's. So they did sue Gap for $69.9 million. Not sure if they actually got that or not. I did check on that. Did not say if they won any case or it's still pending or not, but that's the amount of money that they're looking to collect from Gap. They are open to 91% of the tenants so far. They're still in discussion with Amazon to try to get a couple of the JCPenney's or Sears stores to become Amazon fulfillment centers. I think it will be a little harder than they think, but I think eventually they will get a couple of them. So to check out I think this is about 14-15 weeks of Simon Property Group investing. Obviously with it going down about 11-12% within the last month. If you look on my share side, I have 900 shares. I'm currently down $2,005. If you look at my option side, I have not done a whole bunch of option trading with Simon Property Group just because it has been going down. I usually try to sell calls when it goes up, or if it has a decent green day in between 3 to 5%, to try to sell a call, and then I will usually buy it back if it does fall back down. So I did end up making 98 bucks so far with the option calls. The dividend did pay out here at $520. So currently on the option side, I am up $2,053, but on the investment side, I am down $2,005. Total profit of $48. Hopefully with this sales call, it will be going up dramatically. So if we do look at my dividend here, they did say they were going to pay out still 4 dividends on the Simon Property Group. So far they have paid 3 out, one of them at $2.10, one at $1.30, one at $1.30. So they do say the annual dividend payout should be $5.20, so which gives a dividend payout of $1.30 one more time. Estimated guess, I would say that they would at least announce it by December 10th, maybe December 12th, and pay it out just before the month ends. So I'm at 900 shares now. That'll be just under $1,000. So I do plan on trying to get it to 1,000 shares by the end of the year. So if we do look at the analysis rating, so the target price here, if you look at it through the next today, 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, they were averaging it to be about $107. It went down to 93, 92, and currently it's at 84. 84 still is not a bad target price, saying where it's sitting at now at about 62 bucks. So if this did happen, you would be getting about $20, $22 per share on there as well. So the next thing I wanted to look at was the chart. So if we do look at this chart here, Simon Property Group did have a major fall when the housing crisis in 2008. So if we check that out, 2008 here, they did drop down dramatically, and then it did take them about 1 year to fully recover from the drop, and then to match what they had, it took about 2 full years for them to actually fully recover and then dramatically succeed throughout the next few years. They did have another fall here in 2017. They started to come back up, and we all know about this year in about March it did fall. So we're about 9 months in currently. So I suspect about another 3 to 6 months it should kind of get to a point where it will start to increase slowly. May not be a 10-20% jump, but if we can get 1 to 3% every week, I'll be very happy with that. So I do still predict about 2 to 5 years where we can get it to about $120, $130 range. I don't know if it will ever get back to the 165 or even the 184 range, but I would say a good 125 would be a ideal number where it could sustain for the next 2 to 5 years. Lastly, we'll look at my long-term goal here. So the long-term goal right now for the end of the year, at least try to get to 1,000 shares by the end of the year. Hold on to the shares for the next 5-10 years, if not more, depending on how the market swings. So if I did end up doing this and the stock price did stay exactly where it was at this whole time, I could make a potential of $11,200 a year with no change in the stock price. So if I did have 1,000 shares and this dividend didn't go away or didn't change, I would make $5,200 just off dividends. I would sell safe option calls. This is sitting about $15 off from the strike price. I can get about 50 bucks per option, which would give me 10 options. That would give me $500 a month and be $6,000 a year. So that's what it came up to, $11,200. $200. So even if some reason Simon Property Group did not show an increase over the years, I still can make up to about 11K. And if it did go down, my break-even price, not including taxes or paying any type of margins, 5% on that, $53.8. If it did go down to that, it would kind of be my break-even point, just off number-wise. But I would say about $60, $58 would be a break-even point, paying taxes and paying the margins on there. So lastly, my predictions are going to be with Simon Property Group. I do expect to have better numbers than they had last year. Like I said, it was sitting at 57% rent collection. Currently, they are sitting at least 73% or more. I'm going to estimate about 82 to 85% rent collection. So the estimated per share right now is at 0.9. And as you can see, last quarter was at 0.83. So that is a slight increase of what we had, but I think reported we would do a lot more than 0.83. So yeah. So my prediction is on Monday, it will have an increase. It's at 62.30 now. I do expect them to possibly get up to 65 plus, and then it may fall off just a little bit, just like how it did about 3 months ago. Like I said, it was at 62. It went all the way up to about 68, 69, and then it kind of just leveled off around 64. So it's about a $2-3 increase, and then it started fluctuating sideways throughout the next couple months. But I do suspect as long as we don't have any type of shutdown, even though the cases are getting a little crazy right now, but I think that's more off of, people voting, school and stuff like that has been going on. That's why it's been increasing. I think over the next week or two, it may stay steady and then start to fall off again with the virus numbers. So I don't expect them to shut everything down. Maybe they may scale back a little bit, but as long as we don't get a shutdown completely like we had in March, April, I do suspect them to get to the $65, $70 range and then steadily go up little by little. You don't really want it to jump up 10, 20% because then it'll be a huge sell-off. Usually, like I said, you want it to be about 1 to 3% a week. As long as they can get that every week consistently, I think we're in good shape. But like I said, my prediction is I'm just going to keep on buying and buying more. Like I said, I want to get to 1,000, but in my long-term goal, I would just keep on buying it until it got to a point where it either is going to hit a plateau, which their dividend should start to increase back to the 210 per share mark. So that is going to be all for it today, guys. Monday, I will do another video on seeing how the numbers went. I'll crunch the numbers for you, and then we'll see if it went up, went down, and whatever happened, I will give analysis on my predictions from that on forward. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like, any comments below. Just put whatever you feel, what you think is going to happen with Simon Property Group as well. See if you agree, disagree, or if you have any type of opinions. Thank you guys. Have a good day.